So now that Ballon d'Or came out to say player that does not play in Europe in Europe can actually win the Ballon d'Or. So you say player that does not play in Europe can win the Ballon d'Or. That it's been this rule has been there since 2007. No problem. But is it because Messi? Because I'm not making it about Messi, but let's go into it because there are players that have won the World Cup that didn't even win the Ballon d'Or. There are players that have won the World Cup because you cannot just write off every other person club performance like Harry Kane, the kind of season they had, Dembele winning the Champions League, and say all of a sudden the player that does not play in Europe can actually win. Like, is it that club performance does not matter anymore? You want to judge the seven tournaments, 7 game to give Ballon d'Or now? Okay. Snyder wins the Champions League. Iniesta wins the World Cup in 2010. But Messi wins the Ballon d'Or because he has more goals. Why is it that Messi won the Ballon d'Or in 2010 for having more goals? People that won Champions League and World Cup did not win the Ballon d'Or. Why is that Mbappe cannot win it? Mbappe with UEFA Golden Boot, La Liga Golden Boot. Why is that Mbappe cannot win the Ballon d'Or? All of a sudden, everybody say it has to do with trophies. Mbappe has to win trophy to contend for Ballon d'Or. But Messi won it in 2010 with goals. I does not even get to anywhere in the 2010 World Cup. Like, the person that won the World Cup said did not win it. They had a good season in 2010. 2011, Ronaldo scores more goals than Messi, but this time the Champions League and La Liga is deemed more important, so Messi wins the Ballon d'Or. 2012, Ronaldo wins more trophies than Messi, but the rules change for Messi again, and he wins the Ballon d'Or because his goals tally is higher. Why does it keep changing every year? 2019, Salah and Van Dijk have incredible Champions League season, and Alisson Becker wins both the Champions League and the Copa America, but the award is given to Messi again based on goal counts. I'm saying if you're using goals to give people, why can't Mbappe have more chance of actually winning the Ballon d'Or? Why is all of a sudden Messi, like, the MLS, they didn't do shit there? He only had a fantastic World Cup season, and now he's in the front row of winning the Ballon d'Or. You understand? Because now Harry Kane that won the league with Bayern does not count for anything. Champions League, Dembele does not count for anything. Kvaratskhelia. Keep on talking about Kvaratskhelia. Now nobody is talking about his performance. Is it that everything these people have done this season does not count for anything? Is it that everything these people have done is not, like, is a waste? Now every 4 years we have to be writing off every club performance of every player and just say whoever wins the World Cup wins the Ballon d'Or. I just want to understand. 2021, the rules change yet again. Lewandowski is the leader in goals, but the award is given to Messi because he won the Copa America. 2023, the World Cup, which held no weights back in 2010, suddenly becomes important this time, and the Ballon d'Or is given to Messi instead of Haaland, who had treble. Haaland had treble. They gave Messi the Ballon d'Or because he won the World Cup. Why did Iniesta not win it when he won the World Cup? Being their player, I think it was the front man for Spain and was their, like. So if you're not telling me that all of a sudden now 2026 again, you are not saying anybody that does not play in Europe can still win the Ballon d'Or. Let's just be factual here. Let's just talk. Because especially those of you that have been watching ball for years, you've watched your Ballon d'Or, how it's been given.